Let me guess. You're here for the party, right? It's through the door at the end of the tunnel. Only the best party in Black Marsh. Quite possibly the only party in Black Marsh. Let's see. Currently, I believe it's the 400th anniversary of Lord Sanguine's dog learning to play undead. Or was that last week? Well, no matter. Any excuse for a party, am I right? Good one. Wait, you're serious? The Daedric Prince, Lord Sanguine, patron of debauchery and indulgence? This is his temple. As you might imagine, no one throws a better party.
I am very drunk, and standing is surprisingly difficult.
Welcome to Sanguine's domain. Put down your weapons, grab a drink, and join the celebration. Actually, hang on to your weapons. The Daedric can get a little feisty. Welcome to Sanguine's domain. Welcome to Sanguine's Sanguine's party. Leave the divines at the door and come have a good time.
You smell different, mortal. Welcome to Lord Sanguine's celebration, mortal. My lord requires you to perform a simple task, but have no fear. It will benefit us both. I see that Old Mary's spies have infiltrated the celebration. Sanguine welcomes all, but all must partake of his drink. If these spies wish to remain, they must drink from Sanguine's goblet. Then they will be bound to the party. I need something done, and I want you to do it. Besides, these spies threaten your pact. Find the Old Mary spies, make them drink from Sanguine's goblet, and I will reward you.
Free at last.
Sanguine was here once. I saw him. He waved at me. Sanguine was here once. I saw him. He waved at me. Well, he told me to move along. What an honor.
This temple has survived 3 purges, 4 wars, and an attempted crusade. And you know why? Because it's Sanguine. He's not that evil.
I love this place. We don't have anything like it in Skyrim.
This is ridiculous. I've been waiting in line for... What day is it?
Thank the divines. Someone new. 4 years. I've been at this party for 4 years. The Argonian body wasn't meant to take this kind of abuse. But every time I try to leave, someone shoves a bottle at me. And here I stay. An entertainment troupe from Morrowind made the party something special. Even the Dremora forgot to be angry all the time. They made the perfect distraction. But before I could take advantage, the troupe died. If we could get them back, I borrowed this wine from Sanguine's private stock. It controls the dead. Pour it on the remains of the entertainers, then command their ghosts to go back to work. If they resume their old jobs, I can finally get out of here.
I laughed so hard, all the ale came out.
I don't understand why everyone hates Daedra. I mean, Mehrunes Dagon, Molag Bal, sure. But Sanguine seems harmless. He's certainly more fun than the Divines.
Those Dremora don't scare me. Give me a sword and I'll take them down a peg or two.
Stay away from those Ogrim. Very unfriendly creatures. And they smell bad, too.
Nice to see you. Just stopped by for one drink, but they taste so good.
Why would anyone ever want to leave this place?
I left my family for this place. And you know what? I don't miss a single one of them.
I'm still dead, aren't I? I hoped it was just a bad dream. I sense I still have one more role to play, though.
Brilliant! That's the role I was born to play!
We have a challenger! Let's well aid me!
I enjoy the arena games. The blood, the stabbing, it's all so exciting.
You missed the best fight last night. I caught an arm.
Apologies. Betting is closed. Come back later.
If you plan to fight in the arena, I suggest you use your own weapon. These tend to snap on impact.
You've got deep, loose pockets.
My eternal thanks!
Where's yours?
What do you want? You're welcome to try, Ebonheart Dog.
Now!
Please, no more. I'll take a drink.
I knew this lousy job wasn't over. Must I sling more libations for my captors? I couldn't agree more.
I hear there's a war going on out there, if it's all the same to you.
Theater makes me feel so cultured. I usually don't understand what's going on, but that's hardly
more actors in Skyrim. We have an annoying bard or two in every inn, but no real actors.
The architecture reminds me of my summers in Vardenfell. I find it to be very peaceful.
Why did you drag me back here? The ballroom? I think I can be of use there.
My agents tell me that 3 new souls have joined the celebration. Excellent. My Lord Sanguine will be pleased. You have the stench of Moloch Ball upon you, but you did as I asked. Thank you, mortal.
You look like I could use a drink.
What's going on? Am I dead? I am, aren't I? Does that mean I'm your necromantic servant? I knew you had good taste. I could think of a worse place to spend eternity.
just want to go home, get some rest, read a book. I can finally go home. I'm going to crawl into my hut and sleep until the start of the next age. I'll never forget what you did for me, provided I remember any of this when I wake up.
You'd think the guards would
what
have
have I
found
done?
something by now.
What? You
If
expect
I've
them
said
to
it
do
once,
their
I've said it 1,000 times. No more drinking. My head's splitting. My mouth feels like a cagoody nested in it. And I'm in serious trouble. I don't suppose you'd care to help out a down-on-her-luck chef, would you? Go back in time and cut out my tongue. No, then I wouldn't be able to taste my wonderful cooking. Last night I made a terrible bet with a hunter friend of mine, Vinaza. I told him cooking was art and hunting was peasants' work. He took offense. I boasted I'd hunt Shadowfen, collecting ingredients from exotic animals. An aelit's heart, a cagoute's ribs, eggs of a giant wasp, and delicious mud crab claw meat. I'd meet him in Hismir and prepare a feast to prove it. But I can't hunt. That's one of the problems. I know you can find these beasts all over Shadowfen, but I don't know where. And I'd get killed if I went roaming around the swamps. You'll have to ask Vinaza, but don't let him know I sent you. Just appeal to his vanity. The old lizard's pride got me into this. I don't see why it shouldn't get me out, too. He's probably just outside the city hunting. That's what he does all the time. Thinks he's the greatest gamesman in Shadowfen. Don't ask. What I have to do if I lose... Oh, it doesn't bear thinking upon. Just know that if I lose this bet, I'll have to stay drunk for the rest of my life to live down the shame.
You're a new face in Stormhold. As Vice Canon tasked with today's duties of audience, it is my solemn duty to warn you of the killer loose in our fine city. Be on your way, travel in pairs, etc. Did he mention the finder's fee he receives for sending you into the swamp? Of course not. Since he didn't, I'll provide you with his fee directly. Hand it to him the next time you see him, or use it for a pair of watertight boots. 3 murders, and Stormhold's about to boil over like my father's fish kettle. The Dark Elves blame the Argonians they owned before the Pact outlawed slavery. I miss the days of kicking arse. Now I'm expected to kiss them. That's not a question I've heard from a stranger. Fancy yourself a bloodhound, do you? I'd never doubt Stormhold's guards in a siege, but we've seen no progress with these murders. We'll gladly pay a bounty if you find the killer. Here's a list of the victims' families. Find out what they know about their murdered kin. I'm almost glad the guard never got around to it. As my son says, mammoths can't dance. You'll likely find Dendris Indolor at home. Gethys Omobar works at the smithy. As for Tyrell Alor, try the Mages Guild. Hold your nose when talking to that one. A while back, Argonians and Stormhold were slaves to the local Dark Elves. The 2 other Vice Canons work to mend the bad blood, but it's slow to get anything done when nobody trusts the guard. Recently, some Argonians went missing. We heard a nasty rumor about Dark Elf slavers in the city. False, of course. Then the bodies showed up. All Dark Elves. The new rumor says Shadowscales are targeting Dunmer. Nearly started a riot. They're a pain in the fundament. An armed group of Argonians lurking in the swamps, killing enemies of their people. If you want to twist the Dark Elf's ears anymore, you may as well burn an effigy of Almalexia.
Excuse my silence. I've as much on my mind as a hatchling looking for supper.
On your way, stranger. I have no patience for small talk. About time the vice cannons do their jobs. Ireland's body lies captive in the mortuary. I can't even see him, let alone bury him. Why all these ridiculous delays? Dumark, take this accursed town! Shadow Scales, who else? He spoke out against the Argonians, and rightly so. He was targeted for having the courage to say what we all think about them. I'm no bigot, but if you ask me, the world would be a better place without those scaly fetchers.
Lot on my mind, and all this noise isn't helping me think. Do I need to get lost in the swamp to get a moment of peace?
I saw strange
The Dunmer no
lights
longer
come.
take us as slaves. But that doesn't mean they take us seriously.
I'm fine with that. The less they know about us, the better.
You know what's good for you.
Look at them, prancing about like the Emperor's heirs. Well, you're a Blue Reed and Yellow Pete. From out of town, yes? Yes. You're in luck, Blue Reed. Gold runs dry on long journeys. But I've got just the thing to moisten your purse. Mercenaries roil Stormhold's waters for no good reason. They move amongst my people, swaggering and taking what they will. Strange they never bother the Dark Elves, yes? None here lift a claw to stop them. But you aren't from here, and I have gold. Encourage them to leave, Blue Reed. How you do it is your concern. Then I fill your purse, yes? Perhaps you should pretend to consider a purchase. Or perhaps you should consider a purchase, Such prices, unheard of in all of Stormhold. The mercenaries only make things worse with the Dark Elves. Better if Stormhold is one happy family. And if you plan to start a family, might I suggest a vial of powdered Kaguti horn for heightened potency? No? Your loss.
Pardon my tears. I recently lost my wife and... I'm sorry. Can I help you? Ironi and I always believed in the Pact. We came here to build a better life with Argonians and Nords alike. Some of my people blame the Shadow Scales. But what would they gain from her death? We treat everyone the same. It makes no sense. Thank the gods! She's in the mortuary, which they keep locked. But Ironi made those locks, so I have the master key. Here, take it, please. Find out who did this. Don't allow her to become a symbol against the pact.
Want to see my knife? Then keep talking. I don't bully innocent folk. Not for the pittance I'm paid. But you're right. This isn't what I signed up for. I do what I'm paid to do. We've got to earn a living. Whoa, they just pay me to look tough. Think I'd be dumb enough to tangle with you? Besides, this place was getting on my nerves. I'll never scrub the smell out of my armor. Find someone else to bother. How are you going to do that from the bottom of a swamp?
Have we met? No. Then walk the other way. It's not like that. The Argonians don't pay us a cut, is all. But maybe the other side of town could use a patrol, right?
Heard the Shadow Scales aren't taking any more contracts.
Shh. You think no contracts means no ears in town?
Ah, you're the one. Seems we need to have a chat about Doubts the Moon. Said he stirred up trouble with some mercs and had to leave town. Asked Duskscale to take over his shop permanently. Mentioned you too. Said he'd pay you extra for your silence. Said you were smart enough to take a hint.
What do you want? Finally looking into my brother's death, eh? I get it. I'm sure you and your vice cannon pals had better things to do than your jobs. Naldin wasn't the brightest star in the sky, but he didn't deserve this. Most of Stormhold, Naldin ran up a lot of debts. He also picked a lot of fights with the lizard skins. If the Shadow Scales didn't get him, it's because someone else moved faster.
Excuse me, I'm busy.
This guar gives its life so we may have meat. Now I give you my time. Why? Oh? Do the winds speak my name? Or the birds? Or is there perhaps someone else who told you to speak with me? My adroitnosity is known throughout the fen, of course, but it whispers only to its creatures, and me, of course. Everyone? The Metropolinia hum with tales of my vergoritude. Well, who am I to deny them? Go ahead, ask your questions. The Fen speak to me readily about their bountinosity of beasts. Please, ask me about any of these and I will stupendify you with my knowledge. But know that most beasts of the Fens can be found anywhere, if you are wise enough to find them. Interesting, but deadly insects.
They can be found singly or in swarms. Beware the Wasp Queen. She has a mighty sting, and is often protected by her lesser drones. Wasps dwell mostly in the venomous fens, the southernmost region of Shadowfen. Mud crabs live all over the world, but the sweetest of the hard-backed beasts live here, in reticulated spine. The foul-tempered creatures can be found all along the northern region of Shadowfen. Larger and more deadly predators than the Kaguti, Aelid hunt the venomous fens along the southern edge of Shadowfen. Be careful. These beasts carry a disease called ataxia. You'll find yourself staggering and weak if you let them bite you. They are two-legged predators, more aggressive than Gwar, and similar in some way to Aelids. They eat anything they can fit in their large mouths. To hunt them, search the central regions of Shadowfen in Leafwater.
You there! Please, I have an urgent message!
All must return to the swamps eventually. We are but borrowing a spark of life from the world. It must be passed on for life to continue. Take comfort in that, if nothing else.
You know the deceased? I do hope so. Too many people have come, as if this is a spectacle for entertainment. Bow your head as you leave. The Hist watches us all.
Gethys Omabar sent me. It's about his wife, Ironi. Gethys saw Ironi, alive. He watched her enter their home on the other side of Stormhold. He asked you to meet him there as soon as you can.
Praise Vivek! Halva found you! Whatever's in my home, it isn't my wife. Ironi. My Ironi. She's gone. I know that. But when I saw her enter our home, I had to find out how she'd returned. That's when she stabbed me. If that Argonian hadn't leapt between us, she'd have finished me off. I don't know. But he tried to save my life. They were still fighting when I crawled out the door. They both moved so fast. Please, help him remove that imposter from my home. Don't worry about me. I'll soon see my true Ironi.
Outrageous! What kind of protection can the Vice Cannons offer if they can't protect a Dunmer in his own home?
The Dryskins do not welcome our prayers, but they are confused. I don't pray for their dead. I pray for those who live in these dark times.
Vice Canon Hrondar is indisposed. He informed me you've been assisting us in our recent troubles. Are you any closer to discovering the killer? Then we can concentrate our efforts elsewhere. Many will blame the Shadow Scales regardless, but our concerns are greater now than scapegoats. I fear the true culprit struck again, though I pray I'm incorrect. When I said Vice Canon Hrondar was indisposed, I spoke half the truth. He's missing, and I fear it's the work of our killer. This is why Vice Canon Servina and I request your utmost discretion in recovering Vice Canon Hrondar to us. Listens to water as one of our little fish, our eyes and ears. He signals when he possesses urgent information for the Vice Canons. A short while ago, we received his signal. Be swift and silent as currents in a stream. Speak with Listens to Water on our behalf. Look for the mud huts. Don't ask for him by name, or he'll think you a debt collector. Remain discreet. If Listens to Water found the scent of Vice Canon Hrondar, follow it until its end.
May the Three watch over you. From what I've been hearing, if anyone could find our missing Vice Canon, it's you.
I was sad to hear about the troubles in Silent
by now.
I'll take those.
Sure as bones it's good to see you. The Dominion right under our noses. Damned insidious. I have to warn Servina and Hetamin. Quick, untie me. Yes, but I've been here less than a day. Some of Stormhold's citizens were here longer, held in the alcoves nearby. I'll distract these Dominion snowbacks. Should buy you time to free the prisoners. Meet me on the surface.
You did it! I'm free!
I owe you my life.
Ah, free at last.
Gods, it felt good to bury an axe in their throats. From the prisoners trickling out, I trust you enjoyed yourself as much as I. Did you free them all? I'd be better if the damned ruins beneath my feet weren't infested with Dominion. We've posted guards until reinforcements can wipe them clean. You kept this city from tearing itself apart. Stormhold's in your debt. If the Dominion sent a large force to infiltrate Stormhold, they must have a camp somewhere in Shadowfen. It's time we take the fight to them. Tenma Walk, a Daedric ruin southeast of here. It's big enough to harbor a substantial enemy force, and close enough to trouble Stormhold. Besides, my scouts report signs of activity within. I'll take a regiment to Tenma Walk. Don't want to take any chances. You freed me from the Dominion's clutches before those skin-stealing milk drinkers could kill me and wear my face. Of course I could use your help. Meet my regiment at 10 Mile Walk. Keep your blades sharp. I'll find a way to turn you loose on the Dominion.
What you've done was no easy task. We have a difficult road ahead of us.
We're in your debt, my friend. With the Dominion exposed, the ugly rumors of Argonians preying upon dark elves can be put to rest.